I used to do this thing where I'd walk through the grocery store with a running calculator in my head. Not on my phone, in my head. 4.50 for milk. Okay, that's 4.50. Bread is 3.20. Now we're at 7.70. Eggs are $5. That's 12.70. And the whole time I'm doing this mental dance. If I spend more than $60, I can't put gas in my car on Thursday. If I buy the good cheese, I have to skip the fruit. Wait, did I remember to subtract that subscription that auto-renews tomorrow? This isn't shopping. This is survival mode mathematics. And here's what nobody tells you about being broke. It's not just the money that's missing. It's the mental energy. Researchers actually have a name for this. They call it cognitive bandwidth. And studies show that financial stress literally makes your brain work harder on everything. You're not just stressed about money. You're dumber about everything else because your brain is so overloaded trying to survive. Think about it. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, every single purchase becomes a high-stakes decision. Generic cereal or name brand? Calculate. Buy chicken thighs now or wait until they're on sale? Calculate. Can I afford to grab a coffee or will that $4 haunt me in 3 days? Calculate. 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 Your brain never gets a break. And the cruelest part, the people who need to think the most clearly about money are the ones whose brains are the most exhausted by money. But here's the thing nobody tells you about building even a small savings cushion. It's not just about the money. It's about the silence. I'll never forget the first time I hit $5,000 in savings. I walked into that same grocery store, same aisles, same fluorescent lights, same pasta sauce decision. And something felt different. I grabbed the jar I actually wanted, and I didn't calculate anything. I just put it in the cart. My brain was quiet. For the first time in years, my brain was actually quiet. I wasn't performing mental gymnastics anymore. I was just shopping, like a normal person. And suddenly I realized, this is what people with money actually have. It's not yachts, it's not luxury cars. It's the absence of that constant grinding mental math. It's peace. Here's what happens when you hit certain savings milestones. At $1,000, you stop panicking about small emergencies. Flat tire? Handled. You don't have to choose between fixing your car and eating. At $5,000, the grocery store math starts to fade. You begin choosing food based on what you want, not just what fits the budget. At $10,000, something shifts in your chest. You're not living on the edge anymore. You sleep better. You literally think clearer. At $20,000, the survival calculator in your brain goes almost completely silent. You have bandwidth now, mental space to think about goals, dreams, opportunities, instead of just getting through the week. This isn't about being rich. It's about reaching the point where your brain stops working against you and starts working for you. So, how do you actually get there when you're stuck in survival mode? Because let's be real, telling someone who's broke to just save more is like telling someone drowning to just swim faster. Here's what actually worked for me. First, I stopped judging my starting point. I started with $20. That's it, $20 in a savings account that I refused to touch. It wasn't about the amount, it was about the habit. Second, I automated the pain. I set up an automatic transfer of $25 every paycheck before I could even see the money. What you don't see, you don't spend. Your brain can't stress about money it never knew existed. Third, I celebrated the boring milestones. I didn't wait until I had $10,000 to feel good. I celebrated $500 like I'd won the lottery, because psychologically, I kinda had. Fourth, I reminded myself what I was actually building. Not just a number in an account. I was building mental freedom. I was building quiet grocery store trips. I was building the ability to think about my future instead of just surviving my present. If you're standing in a grocery store aisle right now, doing that exhausting mental math, calculating whether the name brand pasta will break your budget, I want you to know something. That calculator in your brain doesn't have to run forever. There's a version of your future where you walk through those aisles and your only thought is, what sounds good tonight? That future isn't reserved for other people. It's waiting for you. One small deposit at a time. One automated transfer at a time. One, I'm going to try anyway, at a time. The goal isn't to get rich. The goal is to get quiet. And you can start today. If this hit different, drop a comment and tell me, what's the one purchase that triggers that mental math for you? I want to hear it. And if you found this helpful, subscribe because we're building something here. Not just wealth, peace. I'll see you in the next one.